Hello everyone and welcome back to this brand new video where today we are gonna be painting this Battlemage Mini. We will start off with a base coat of navy blue on the cape and I'll be trying a few things today. I'm not that experienced as a mini painter and there's still a lot of techniques that I struggle with. But today I'll be trying to give some sort of blend to the cape from this navy blue to a lighter blue. Before we do that, we need to start with base coating the entire cape in this blue. Now I am using memory points, a size 5 for this, and I think for most of this mini, I think I did most of it with a size 5, maybe some smaller ones down the line. We will then move on with this intermediate blue to paint all of the metal parts in a base coat of it. And then later down the line we will use a gunmetal paint to dry brush those pieces to give it a metallic sheen effect. Just something I chose to do and I think it worked great in the end. I'm really happy with it. Then for the under robe we use this lighter blue color to contrast the dark blue top robe. I think the combination of it works really well. We then use a different shade of light blue to start the wash and shading process of the top robe. And as you can see here, my brush and paint is probably way too wet and it didn't work, but we'll get to it eventually. And then here we use that color for the bottom robe to fill in the rest of the cloth pieces that isn't, basically any cloth piece that is in the top robe will get that light blue. And now we get back to the shading of it, and here I use a bit of a thicker paint to lay down a bit more of a base, and then we will go over it a few more times to create the shading effect. So while I continue on this cape, I want to tell you guys a bit about my upload schedule. Now, you might have noticed that I tried to upload well, I doubt you guys have noticed, it's only been 3 videos so far, but I tend to, or try to upload one normal project, and this can be anything from a gunpla build to normal scale modeling or diorama every first of the month. And then I will try to do a smaller project, and in most cases that's going to be a miniature on the 15th of the month. So I'm aiming for 2 uploads a month. The minis I'll probably manage every time. The bigger projects might eventually catch up to me, and then I'll just put out a second miniature painting but I'll keep you guys posted with some channel messages as well. So yeah, I'm gonna try and upload twice a month with 2 kinds of videos, and we'll see how far I can get with that before I slack and miss an upload. But we'll get ahead of ourselves. So here I am using I'm pretty sure this is the silver paint from the Adam line to color this lion's insignia in the silver color, and also the outline of this bottom robe. Also the accents you can see on the upper robe will also be painted in silver. Once the cape is done, we move on to the belt buckle and the shoe clasps to paint these in a silver color as well. Still using that point or that size 5 brush. I could have gone down a bit, but I didn't, but it worked, so hey, Overall, I'm really happy with how this mini turns out. The only thing I really need to get into on how to do it properly is that shading on the cape. You can see here it already looks a bit better, but I went over it a few more times off camera because just showing you the process of going back and forth trying things just wouldn't be that interesting to look at. We then use these 3 colors to paint the items on his belt. We start with the potion bottle in the blood red from Adam. I really like the color, it's really great, really vibrant yet saturated and dark. And we then move on with a dark brown color to paint in this back on his hip, and use a sandy skin tone color for the rope that's holding the bottle to his belt. And then use a bit of a yellow sandish leathery color to highlight the edges on the belt, or the belt and the back, to show that it has been worn and used. And then we'll also paint the handle of this sword in a leather, and then I've also painted the blade in a silver. Now we'll go on to this magic part here that I'll paint entirely in red, and then I'll try to highlight the crystals within the stream of magic in a bit of an orange paint like you see here, and also a bit of white washed over it. Then we will paint this tome in the same color as his rope. We start with that navy blue, and then we will also color the pages in a sand-like color. I'm pretty sure this is sand. And then we'll also use silver to highlight those metallic edge protectors, and then the crystal red and the hand like everything else, and then that's done as well. We'll then move on to his staff, where I'll use that chipping color or a leather-like color for the wooden staff, and then we'll use silver again on the end caps as well, and then that's done. So yeah, this is one of the projects I'll be doing likely every month. On the 15th I'll upload another miniature painting. So yeah, mini is done, and then we'll move on to the base, because all of these bases or all of these minis do come with a base. It's a miniature from Artisan Guild that I bought at minimarvels.com, which is a Dutch web shop who sells resin printed miniatures from various companies and creators in their online store. You can just buy the minis off of them. You can also print them on demand if you want. I'll leave a link down below. It's a great store if you live in the Netherlands or Belgium or maybe even Germany. Yeah, it's a really great shop. So I use a combination of brown reddish colors to paint these bricks in various shades to give it a bit more contrast, and then in the end I'll also highlight the edges of most of these bricks as well. I could have gone with a different brick color, but nothing came to my mind, so I just went with the traditional red orange standard brick colors, and might look out of place, but I think it worked in the end. And then we'll use that navy blue to highlight all the cracks and edges of these bricks to make it more look like the stones are worn and walked on frequently. And I think that turned out great in the end. I'm really happy with the result it gave it. And just like make it look a bit better overall. Just making things look used and worn makes it look more realistic, and just really enhances the final result. I then used the Adam thinner to thin down a red paint to use as a wash to fill this. I think there's like magic spells written in the stone or carved in the stone, and I used the Adam thinner because, in my opinion, I think it just keeps the paint a bit more together without letting it break down, and it's just way easier to use that for a wash. And I will cut it off of his base, or his temporary base, and I will glue it on his final base. And here are some beauty shots of this miniature. I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you guys then on the first with a bigger project. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you guys next time.